in on you. That little kiss we had so many years ago. I still remember that and I just can't let it go. We used to stand in the hallway and we grind. I used to get mad at you and I'd whine. Baby, that didn't change. I'm a grown man. Look at my body, I'm telling you I can do some things. I know I played some bogus games with your girl. I wasn't ready, I wasn't a man for you, girl. I'm older now, I changed my ways on you, girl. I'm ready, girl. Yes, I am. Baby, I'm grown now. I ain't on the point playing childish games. Get my weight up to a young man, tried to find you, baby. I can be all up in your mix, you're making you feel straight. Cause I'm a grown man, doing grown man things. I ain't on the point playing childish games. My way up to a young man, tried to find you, baby. I can be all up in your mix, making you feel straight. Cause I'm a grown man, doing grown man things. Grown about it, grown about it. Gotta be grown about it, grown about it, grown about it. I gotta be grown about it, grown about it, grown about it. I gotta be grown about it, grown about it, grown about it. Girl, my sex is better, and my talk is better, and girl, my focus is better, and girl, I'm listening better. 'Cause I done grew up. I ain't on the point playing childish games. Let my weight up to a young man, tried to find you, baby. I can be all up in your mix, making you feel straight. 'Cause I'm a grown man, and I'm doing grown man things. Started on the point playing childish games. Let my weight up to a young man, tried to find you, baby. I can be all up in your mix, making you feel straight. 'Cause I'm a grown man, and I'm doing grown man things. Started on the point playing childish games. Let my weight up to a young man, I'm ready. I can be all up in your mix, making you feel straight. 'Cause I'm a grown man, doing grown man things. Started on the point playing childish games. Let my weight up to a young man, tried to find you, baby. I can be all up in your mix, making you feel straight. 'Cause I'm a grown man, doing grown man things.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. I see you, Dawn. Slick J Adams. Good morning. Come on. Come on. You're listening to the book of Dawn. Good morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn. This morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn. Good morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn. Are you ready for the truth? And nothing but the truth, so help you, Dawn. She's bringing it to you every weekday at 9 in the morning. So if you wanna hear the real, this is what you gotta do. Just log online and listen and don't speak her mind. To the book of Dawn. In the morning, you're listening to the book of Dawn. This morning, you're listening to the book of Dawn. This morning, you're listening to the book of Dawn. You're now tuned in to Dawn. Oh, sexy Dawn. What's in it for the black people media? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, Dawn.
Come on, Dawn. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sunshines. Good morning, nephew Ron.
Good morning, TT.
Oh, I should turn that off myself. I was trying to watch the
yourself.
broadcast, right? Watch yourself. Shake it fast, and I still haven't done it. Okay, now I did it. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, nephew Ron. Good morning, sunshines. Happy Monday. Monday. Happy Monday. It's April 5th. Thank you for tuning in to the Book of Dawn. We are here weekdays at 9 a.m. broadcasting right here live from the What's in It for the Black and the Light Skinned Black People media. I'm going to have to figure out how we can add that in the What's in It for the Light Skinned Black People, because that's the different people. You understand me? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I am Dawn Milhouse, the host of the Book of Dawn, and I appreciate you for letting us in your hearts and your TVs and your support. It means so much to us. So thank you so much. Don't forget to continue to like and share the What's in It for the Black People media page. You can also follow them on YouTube and Twitch and Periscope. I just found that out last week, so I actually have to follow them myself, but you beat me to it, okay? And you can follow, you can join the Book of Dawn group on Facebook as well. Anyway, today is National Deep Dish Pizza Day. Now, you know, deep dish pizza in Chicago's a thing, right? So I want y'all to tell me, what is your favorite deep dish joint? Okay, I can't eat it anymore. I feel one piece in it, I'm just like, I would rather drink the calories. I ain't gonna lie. I think I could do a whole bottle of champagne for one piece of deep dish. It's delish, and the few times that I do it, I will definitely just do spinach. I've never liked the crumbly Geno's version. I like going in Geno's because you could put your name on the wall. Have you guys, y'all don't know nothing about that, do you?
I've been in there, but I don't think I've done that.
Okay, because which one? You went to the one downtown, right?
Nope.
Okay, see, you got the original one. It's downstairs. Well, it was when I was in high school. I don't know where the heck it is right now, but I think it's still there.
Is it still a thing?
You know what? I'm going to take a trip so I can see. Not sure. It's by Ron of Japan. It's over there. You know where Ron of Japan is?
No.
Oh, Lord. I keep telling my age, y'all. I got to learn my nephew. Okay.
Gotta do this tour.
We got to do this tour. Okay. Deep Dish Pizza Day. Shouts out to Giordano's High Park. That's who I'm going to rock with. It's Easter Monday. It's National Flash Drive Day. That's weird.
Wow.
And National Read a Roadmap Day. I'm going to also tell my age again. I know you've never read a roadmap because y'all have had GPS your whole little lives. But not so long ago, when Ryan was in college, I literally still had to bring it up on Yahoo Maps and print it out. The first 2 times I drove up to Fairfax, Virginia to see her in college. After that, you kind of know where you're going. But we didn't have the immediacy of the damn GPS in the phone and Waze, and they tell you when the police are coming and all that. So, yeah, read a roadmap. Y'all get a roadmap. Learn how to read that. So since you're so smart. How about that part?
I do need to learn. I should.
You should.
It'll be one of those things that you don't really need to know, but know anyway.
Hey, you might be on Jeopardy one day. It might come in handy. And, of course, we have some birthdays. One of them is very Tafati. Yeah, you've done it. Good. Lou Malnati's. I'm not on the Lou Malnati's train just yet, but we're going to talk about pizza before we talk about sex with Gina after we do the birthdays. That was a mouthful, right? So happy birthday. Happy birthday to Tara Wilson Stewart. Happy birthday to Renee Gregoire. Happy birthday to Pharrell Williams and Steven Jackson and Judge Greg Mathis. And Booker T. Washington's birthday is today. How about that part? He would have been 165. Yeah. Happy birthday to my first cousin, Samantha Frazier. And happy birthday to the homegirl, Lisa E., a.k.a. Lisa Finkel. And I'm going to tell y'all something.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
Happy birthday, Lisa. What do you think E stands for? Ellen. I'm telling.
I was going to say Ethel.
No, Bernice. Remember, she used to do that. Happy birthday, Lisa E. We love you. Prayers up for Earl Simmons. Y'all know him as DMX. They said that the prognosis is not looking so good. So his family is going to do a prayer vigil outside the hospital. y'all make sure that y'all pray, like, and try not to judge, right? Because we don't walk in his shoes, and honestly, it's really not our business why he was doing what he was doing. It's our business to make certain that we extend the prayers and the compassion to his family. He's a human just like the rest of us, and we all have a thing. It's not all the same, but we all have a thing, and so make certain that you pray for his family. He had a whole tour planned. I'm assuming that that's canceled, but he had had just been on like Instagram like 2 days before that promoting his tour.
He was doing an album.
Yeah, and he was. What I thought was even cooler was that he was reaching out to other artists, like young unknown artists, like, yo, come work with me. You know what I'm saying? And when celebrities when you're celebrated, you don't have to do that. When you reach back to make sure somebody else has an opportunity, you have to just make certain that we keep those kind of good people in our thoughts and prayers. So we're praying for you, DMX. He dope as hell. So, like, he that dude. Like, y'all gonna make me lose my mind. I'm gonna sing that to Mace. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. That part. Up in here. Happy birthday, Lisa E. And Lisa, I told your middle name. Sorry. Y'all don't call her that because I don't want to get in trouble. But happy birthday. She's an Aries. She's a fellow Aryan of Sonia Escobar and Sonia DeBerry. So, how about a word of the day? This one is spelled CHATELAINE. It is pronounced chatelaine. It's a noun. It comes from 19th century French. I'm gonna give you. Okay, it's a female. It's a feminine person. But the definition, you're probably not gonna be able to answer this, nephew, because I know you don't know this TV show. But I bet you Lisa E can. So I can't hear you. If it was a man, I would call him Schneider. Do you know who Schneider is?
Off of what show?
One Day at a Time.
I never heard of that show.
Schneider was you know who Booker is? Booger Butt.
Same show?
Booger Butt is from Good Times.
Nope.
I'm calling Lil Ron.
I'm sorry.
I'm calling your daddy. I'm calling Lil Ron.
I'm sorry.
Lil Ron, I know you at work. Your son, you need to learn your son the 70s TV shows. It is a woman in charge of a large house, or it can be a set of short chains attached to a woman's belt, used for carrying keys or the such. So now I will tell you that Schneider was the janitor on One Day at a Time of the building. And he had a keychain that almost hit the floor because, he had to have keys to everything. And so whenever I say, I feel like Schneider, I feel like I'm the domestic engineer, like the cleanup, the boss of the building. Booker, a.k.a. Booger Butt, was that for Good Times. So he was the black version of Schneider.
Okay.
So, yes. Okay. See?
How you pronounce it again, the word?
Chatelaine. Chatelaine, yes. Makes sense that it's French, and it sounds like that. So, yeah, just had to give you all that. We're going to, I found out that it's sexual, hold on, let's see. Sexual, again, hold on. Let me say this right. I got to just verify. See how fast I type? It is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I did not know that last week when the month started, but it's an annual campaign to raise public awareness about sexual assault and educate people as to what that really is and what that really looks like and how to prevent it. And so later on this week, we're going to talk to somebody who will share with us some of their experiences having been sexually assaulted. I think we need to talk about it a little more. There's a whole lot of that going on.
Yeah, because a lot of people have been assaulted and don't speak up. And a lot of people don't understand what assault is. Like, some people have been assaulted and don't even know that they've been sexually assaulted.
Absolutely. Absolute facts. And because there's a thin line between, see, I think we put it in the big group of the word rape. And it can be even just as small as somebody grabbing your butt unwarranted. And when we talked about the rape culture that we grew up in last week, I think those are the kind of things we have to tell people to make them aware. Like, it's okay to flirt, but it's not okay to touch a person. It's not okay to, and it's a thin line, right? So at the point a girl says nah, it's no, or vice versa. A guy, I'm not saying that it can't happen on the flip side. I'm just saying at the point a person says no, it actually means no.
Yeah, and you kind of touched up on this when you were speaking on rape culture.
Yeah.
Because like it's in the music too. Like there's a famous Tupac line, and it's in one of my favorite Tupac songs. That's why it always kind of irks me, or it's eerie to me, because he has a line in there on Temptations. Mm-hmm. He says, "If you tell me that you don't want it, that's a lie."
Right.
And it's like,
because
you can't, based off body language, you can't just tell somebody, I think you want me. You know what I'm saying?
And there are tons of people who have that mentality. Like, again, like we talked about last week, that was okay. It was okay. Like, it was almost normal. It was almost normal for a guy to be, or a girl to be aggressive. So,
like the T.I. Song, "Why You Want to Do That?"
Right.
Said, "Go and tell it in a no with an A like that."
Yeah.
Why you want to go and do that, love?
I didn't realize that was his song.
Why you want to go and do that?
And how about the fact that even the clothes, even though I don't subscribe to you being half naked outside, naked, NEKID, still doesn't mean I want you to walk up to me and grab me. That's not, I have always been taught to leave something to the imagination, but even though if that's your thing, then cool, but you still should not feel like you have the liberty. You don't have you cannot walk up and grab somebody or touch somebody because they've chosen to wear or be dressed scantily clad. So, yeah, good morning. Thank you, Chaka. I was trying. I'll take the sunflower. I didn't get the memo yesterday.
Sunflower.
Half of my family had on, well, not half. Let me not exaggerate. My mommy, Mr. Milhouse, my sister, it was like 5 people with yellow on, right?
They had the pink on.
No, I had pink.
Yellow.
They had yellow. Millhouse had on yellow. Mommy had on the yellow sweater.
Your sister had on the pink dress.
Right, but 3 other people. Somebody else had. It was like 2 other people, and I'm looking like, oh, okay, I didn't get that memo, but it's cool or whatever. And then nephew, you got to tell the people you met the Easter Bunny yesterday?
What is the primary Easter color? Is it yellow or pink?
I think it's all pastel.
Okay.
I think it's like Kelly green, powder blue, yellow, pink, and probably lilac, like a version of purple.
Light purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met the Easter Bunny.
You met the Easter Bunny yesterday. Easter Bunny? What?
You're not the Easter Bunny.
Wait. So I hope they're not watching. They better not be watching, Auntie. So I am the Easter Bunny, right? So in the middle of our Easter day, I make an exit. Mr. Milhouse says, he's talking and like, you're about to go do it. I'm like, yeah, it's time. So I go in the room, I change, got on the Easter Bunny, come out, I'm hopping, and my nephew, Pax, says, "You're not the Easter Bunny." And I said, "Of course I am," in my Easter Bunny voice. And he said, "No, you're not." I said, "Sure I am." And he says, "No, you're not. I know those eyes." I was done. I was like, well, you cannot get your Easter basket until I'm the Easter Bunny. So you're going to learn to play this game today, baby. Because
I'm not the Easter Bunny. Okay, let me give everybody else their basket.
yes, Candace, that dang Paxton had me. I'm like, I surely am. Anyway, we do this Easter egg hunt, and the kids and the babiest of the babies found the darn egg that had the $100 gift card. I was like, "Hey, Auntie loves you."
Not the baby.
The baby found the big prize, but it's always a lot of fun. And the weather was insane. I forgot to tell y'all the weather. It's currently 64 degrees, and it is going to be a high of 70 today. So thank God for the weather. Thank God for the weather hanging out for the last 3 days. That's why I wore yellow today. Yes. I can't wait till summer. SUMMA, summertime. I cannot wait. I'm excited about it. I pulled up. I had my thing open today. What's that? My sunroof. I was like, yes, vitamin D. And I ain't talking about Dawn.
Did you close it? Did you make sure you
I did close it this time.
Supposed to rain.
I saw that. I hope not, because I just got my car washed yesterday. And the only reason I really got the car washed was because I didn't want people to pull up in our driveway and my car be the dirtiest white car in the building. So I actually got a car wash. But yeah, did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Did you like the prime rib?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Thank you.
It was a little bit too rare.
Yeah, you should have put it on the grill.
But I wanted to try it for the first time.
Okay, good.
Like that.
Oh, rare. Yeah.
Well,
we order it rare because real prime rib eaters like it like that. But that's why the grill is always on, so you can cook up, because you can't cook down. So, and then you also still have to try a steak rare or medium rare, because that's a different cut of the meat. So it's a different cook. Like, the homegirl Sonia tried a medium steak for the first time at Gibson's like 2 weeks ago, and she was like, "Okay, I can do this."
Because I usually go medium.
Yeah.
Medium rare, but that was rare.
That was rare. You should have plopped it back on the grill.
Because I wanted the experience.
Okay, good. How did you like the?
What was those lamb chops?
What was
that? Oh my God, that was like the best thing there.
That's we used to sell those at the
Super
restaurant.
tender.
Yeah, the secret to that is marinate them. You gotta let them joints sit for some hours.
They was coming right off the bone.
I appreciate. I don't eat them, but I know how to cook them, and it's super simple.
Look, and your gumbo was there. I'm like, oh, this is the famous gumbo.
That, of course, can't do it. So for Easter, I don't do the same thing we do for Thanksgiving. As much as I love dressing and greens, I just feel like we have to branch out a little bit and not have the same thing all the time. And then when you have friends like Candace Mack, she cooked greens, and my sister Lisa, they cook dressing and greens like on a random 100-degree day in the summer. So I'm like, well, you can have that anytime. So,
but I love dressing. That's
I do too. It is one of my actual favorites. But I just, Easter, I just want to. I think our kids
a dinner thing.
Well, yeah, and I like the afternoon. I like having Easter in the afternoon, so it's in the day part. But I think that we have to expose our kids to other stuff. Like you can't grow up in every holiday. Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Easter always have greens and cornbread. Like you have to open their expose them to food.
Palate.
So when you are little, when you're older and you say, "Oh, I have lamb chops. I can eat lamb chops." You know what I'm saying? I know what prime rib tastes like. Those are our responsibilities to do when we're around holiday. Because I don't know what the kiddies ate. If they made it, they might have eaten the delicious ham provided by the one and only Honey Baked. Somebody said, "Did you make that ham?"
That was good too. It was super sweet.
That's Honey Baked.
Y'all ordered that
from Honey Baked? Yeah, my favorite store. My favorite holidays.
Sweet.
That turkey, too, came from Honey Baked.
Oh, ain't tried the turkey.
Oh yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's sweet. It's like roasted, but yeah, honey baked ham. That's their name. They do it well. I'm thinking, why try to make a ham? I can put the pineapples and the cherries and the cloves on it to make it look like that if you want me to. But so, did you try any of the charcuterie?
The what?
The table. Yeah. Did you try any of that?
I tried the shrimp. The shrimp was amazing.
That smoked shrimp from Calumet Fisheries. Shouts out.
The salmon. Salmon.
Because I was about to get you. Your face.
Salmon TT.
Right. Your face was like.
Remember who I'm talking to.
You said. Yeah. That smoked salmon was fire.
Yeah. It was good. What else did I have off to that table?
Did you try the herring? You didn't try the herring, did you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Nah, that was the round things.
Yeah.
It looked like.
Hey, that table was beasting. You gotta send me those pictures.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was a little Cristalish last night.
Hey, that champagne. What was that champagne?
That was Cristal. Yeah, 2009 vintage.
I had Cristal for the first time, y'all.
It was fine. It was so good. It's some in the car right now, right? I'm gonna sneak out at the break and sip. No, I can't. I'm drinking. Oh, she's back. Look, Maze can't say I'm slumming anymore.
Coffee.
Because y'all know I gave up coffee for 43 days. When I went into Starbucks yesterday morning, they were like, Miss Dawn? I said, yeah. They said, where you been? I said, I couldn't even drive by because I would have been in there like Pookie, strung out. But I'm back. I said, I want to order nephew something to drink, but I only know his order at Dunkin' Donuts. So I'm going to have to wait till later. Like, yeah. So, yeah, I'm back. Starbucks is back. I shouldn't do it.
What I like from Starbucks, the cream cheese little square things.
Oh, and they're like have a fruit
like
flavor.
Pastries, yeah.
Oh, you don't drink any of the coffee. Well, because you don't really drink coffee. You drink sugar with a splash of coffee. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. It's the Book of Dawn. Tell your friends. Gina's coming through shortly. We'll be right back.
WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
My name is Cassandra J. Matz, current Village of Olympia Fields trustee and your candidate for Village President of Olympia Fields. I've been a resident of Olympia Fields for 28 years. I believe in building strategic partnerships, establishing governance boundaries, and have and will continue to dedicate my life's work as a respected and credible voice when it comes to decision making. Olympia Fields has always been a community of familiarity and comfort, and I want to make sure the village stays that way. On Tuesday, April 6th, vote Cassandra J. Matz for your Olympia Fields Village President. Paid for by Citizens for Cassandra J. Matz.
Welcome back. You are tuned into the Book of Dawn, broadcasting live from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. Forgot to say happy birthday to Malik Youssef. I literally just looked at my text messages and was like, they sent me an invitation yesterday to his virtual birthday party last night. That was 2 bottles of champagne to the wind. So, I missed the party. Happy birthday, brother. And then I forgot to shout out the people who really, really made it happen for me yesterday. So my sister Lisa, my sister Doris, Candace Mack, and Michelle Daniels, a.k.a. Michi. Baby, when I tell you came through and made that joint happen within 2 hours, all that stuff I did, literally. If not for them, I would have been toast. When the first person got there, I was not ready. And I was up at 5 o'clock yesterday morning.
Ran around like a wild lady when we got there.
Man, and pulled it off, though. I was like, nephew said, can I help? I said, yeah. I'm about to show you. You about to jump way into the culture of restaurant. Let me show you how to fold these napkins. You were like, okay.
I feel proud of myself.
You should.
I know a new skill now.
Some of the people that work with me never learned how to do that. So you should. Yeah, it's that was the napkin fold. Why did Mary know it though? I'm like,
you know how to do it?
She was like, yep, fold it up. I'm like, okay, this one sensei knows it all, right? But yeah, it was a good day. So I said that I would say thank you to Doris, Ann, Lisa Carlin, Candace, and
Candace said gang, gang, gang.
Gang, gang, man. What about the happy second birthday to Zayden, baby nephew? Happy birthday. Uh-oh, terrible twos. Rut-row, y'all in trouble. Happy birthday, baby Zayden. Good morning, Samantha. Happy birthday, cousin. It was cool, though. I forgot something I was going to tell y'all. Sharks, it was about yesterday. I told you about the champagne. Y'all know I love Cristal, so I'm good with that, of course, right? The Golden State Warriors got beat by 30 or a hell of a lot of points. I was like, Toronto.
Oh, well, that's understandable.
I know, but 30 points? Yo, I was like,
out there?
I can't.
Not been playing.
Yeah, I was like, it was, I'm about to look at it right now. They've been getting, let me see, Golden State. Let's see. I know the Bigs are going to, State loss. I know the Bigs are going to talk about it, but I was just like, yeah, they getting, it's not looking so swaggy anymore. So you think that Steph Curry will want to trade? You think that might be a thing?
Nah, I don't think he going nowhere.
You don't?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm going to try to keep building around him.
Okay. Well, sometimes it's just over. Sometimes you got to know when to hold and when to fold.
Sometimes it takes a while for your team to get back.
Yeah,
They had a nice run.
Yeah. Well, what's never going to happen is Alabama going to always roll Tide. I'm just saying. I don't care what anybody says. Alabama's always going to be that. So, roll Tide, roll. It was something else I wanted to tell y'all, and I thought I wrote it down, but clearly I don't have it. So I have to just pick my brain until I figure it out. Yeah, I can't remember. I do know that on tomorrow, in my preacher voice, on tomorrow, how about my mommy? She kind of dope, right?
I like your mom.
She kind of dope, huh?
Super dope.
Yeah, and I'm loving her white hair. She is really like, how about that prayer? She almost went in. She like suck. No. Shh, he's just kidding.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha, those was jokes.
Right. Tee. Okay, pizza. Lou Malnati's, one day at a time. I am only 20. I'm not showing my age. Lou Malnati's. No disrespect, but I don't care for it. Like, I've been a couple times, and I keep trying to like it the way people like it, but it's not happening for me. I like some of the cheapest pizza better, and I don't know why.
Illuminati's is downtown, right?
they're sprouting up everywhere. I mean, it's a Chicago-born pizza joint. It's like they're downtown, West Loop, far north
I
side.
think I went but didn't order pizza. I think I got like spaghetti or something.
Oh, probably. They do have a full menu. I like Aurelio's. Low-key, I like Beggar's Pizza. Have you had Beggar's Pizza? You have to go to Napoleon Harris's Beggar's.
I don't like burgers.
Oh, I love the sauce. Something about the sauce.
Crust.
You don't like the thick crust. So do you like, because Domino's is actually bringing sexy back with some of their offerings that are not traditional, like pizza. Like, they're kind of going the California pizza kitcheners. The stuffed crust my kids love when they were little, but no, they have like margarita pizza. I like extremely thin crust pizza. My actual favorite place to get pizza is called the Sit Down. It's in Hyde Park on 53rd Street. The best pizza ever because it's, for me, guilt-free because it's this thin. It's literally paper thin. So I can like smash a whole pizza and feel like I just ate one deep dish pizza. You know what I'm saying? Without being overly stuffed. Giordano's, I can do. Gino's, not so much anymore. Pizzeria Uno, I've never had.
Never heard of it.
It's downtown by Grand Lux, near Grand Lux. Is it Pizzeria Uno or?
So overrated.
Yeah, Grand Lux.
Overrated.
Oh yeah, that's basically, yeah. Beggar's, Miss Erica, I love Beggar's pizza. I like Aurelio's too, but I Beggar's low key is kind of tasty. What else? What other pizza? Pizzeria. There's a Duo and a Uno. I don't like either one of those. And what are the other? Oh, what's that one? Starts with
it's a Freddy's on like 35th and Wabash.
Freddy's sounds like a hot dog joint.
It's a low key joint, but you gotta try it out.
Is it good?
Yes.
Papa John's, is that the pizza place? Papa John's, that's the one Shaq.
I like Papa John's.
I can do Papa John's.
They got barbecue. You can get barbecue sauce instead of tomato paste.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What you put that with sausage or?
Yeah, whatever topping you want, like pepperoni.
Is Freddie a black man?
Nah, I think that's Hispanic.
Oh, okay, because Freddie like changed barbecue sauce. Never knew that was an option.
Papa John's do that.
I didn't know that. I don't know that I would want that though. That's like, I feel like I should be eating a barbecue.
Eat a barbecue chicken pizza. You'll be in love.
I don't eat chicken, but if I did, I would try it. Barbecue chicken pizza. Okay, that's different. Oh, congratulations to Trez Pugh and Mr. Shorter out. They opened Red Star Sip and Savor. Their grand opening was Saturday out in Matchison. And they had this big grand opening celebration. So Trez is actually going to be on the show on Thursday. We're going to have him on Thursday on our For the Culture Thursday because Trez does it. Obviously, he makes money from having Sip and Savers, but he's dedicated and focused on having them in neighborhoods of our neighborhoods where we live. And so I thought he would be a great guest, not just to talk about business, but why he does what he does. Because he had a full-time job, was making great money. He is a community servant. He lives in the community. He still lives in Inglewood. He didn't take his money and go move out of the neighborhood. He made himself comfortable in his neighborhood and opens coffee houses in neighborhoods of color. And so we're going to make sure that we talk to him. This Red Star Sip and Savor project the space is dope. It's 5,000 square feet. It's on 4012 200th Street or something, near the Pete's Fresh Market that just opened. That is ginormous. But it's like you walk in and on the right side there's Sip and Savor, like a whole counter, like a whole coffee house counter. And I think their hours are like, I think Candace said like 6 to noon or 3 or something like that. But on the left side, the entire rest of the space is Red Star Cafe. And they have TVs. There's a bar in the back. There's a little stand area for the DJ because there's always like a DJ back there. And then they have this outdoor patio behind the place that's the same width of the whole restaurant. So, and then a takeout door and counter on the opposite side for sip and savor and for the Red Star restaurant food. So it is, they open officially. It's going to be like a South Suburban place to go. Super dope, super dope. So I'm excited because those are people, black people putting business in black communities. Like, you know, Matheson, when they closed Lincoln Mall, they didn't have a whole lot of places to go. I mean, they have like Bocce's and Copper Still and some other places, but not in that strip. That strip mall was desolate. So bringing business back. So that's important. Shouts out to them, Trez and Mr. Shorter. So Governor's Highway, they said it. Governor's Highway and Route 30. Show appreciated. 4129 to 11th Street, Matheson. And I told y'all it was pronounced Matheson. Didn't I tell y'all that?
It's Matheson, not
It's
Matheson.
I told y'all when I was in the Miss Teen Illinois pageant, I met a girl from Matheson, and we were roommates during the pageant week. And I was like, where are you from? She's like, where are you from? I'm from Chicago. Where are you from? I'm from Matheson. I'm Chicago. I'm thinking Matheson, Illinois, Wisconsin. I'm like, how you in the pageant? You from Matheson? And she's like, no, Matheson, Illinois. And I was like, oh, okay. Grow up a little bit more. Hear all these people like, I'm from Matson. Like, that's not how you say it. I meet Kendall.
E right there.
There is an E. I meet Kendall Gill when he's in high school. Where you from? I'm from Matheson. One of my best friends, Michi. Where you from? I'm from Matheson. Okay. So this debate, whether it's Matson or Matson, I listen to the mayor of Matheson. I listen to the state rep. I listen to Robin Kelly. I listened to the owners of the property, and they all said Matheson, and they made it very clear that that was the name. So I was right. And who was arguing with me, Lisa E., who was telling me it was Matson? Somebody was publicly telling me I was saying it wrong. But it's Matheson. So, yeah, a great turnout for that. A great turnout for that event. So that was super dope from Matheson. Man, we are not saying all those syllables. Yeah, yep, Matheson. We do say Matson. Yeah, you from Matson. Well, Erica, you got to sometimes, you know, I maybe if I understand when in Rome you do as Romans. I understand that. So but you got to know the right way to say it, y'all. Brandon is a pizza aficionado, well-versed in all things Chicago. So I'm glad you brought up Pequod's, right? So I found out about Pequod's during the pandemic. It is been rated the #1 pizza of Chicago for years. So I was desperate to try it. It is north, like just a little bit north of Lincoln Park. And I can't say that I liked it, but they are like ranking like on a national Pequod's. I literally found out about it on a TV show during the pandemic. Early in the pandemic, when all you could basically do is order Uber Eats or DoorDash, I was like, let's have pizza. And I didn't want Papa John's, and I didn't want the other, I don't know the other one that's cheap but good. What starts with a J? What's that? Pizza starts with a J. Sharks. What pizza place starts with a J? It's downtownish. I'm gonna tell you. Pizza place is Chicago. Pizza place. You like Pizza Hut? I used to love Pizza Hut.
Only for their side stuff like the cinnamon sticks and.
Did y'all get book it when you was in school? Did y'all get the book it? When you read the books and your teacher give you a coupon to go get a free personal pan.
No, we didn't get that.
Yeah. Oh, Connie's Pizza.
You never heard of Fabulous Freddy's?
I've heard of Fabulous Freddy's. I thought it was a hot dog joint. That's why I never
No,
stopped.
Stop there.
Connie's Pizza used to be bomb, but I think it fell off a little bit.
You heard of Vito's? Vito?
Are you going to just verse me in all the hood? Because that sounds like a hood spot, too.
That's what Brandon Tomlin is saying. He said Vito and Nick's.
Nick's? Where's Nick's? I feel like I've heard of Nick's. Paisanos. You like Paisanos? Paisanos kind of fat. Paisanos is good. Paisanos is good. So where is Nick's? Did you say Nick's or Vic's?
Said Nick's.
Okay. Yeah. Pequod's Pizza is on North Clyburn. When I tell you that this place is like ranked in the nation, I didn't get that vibe. It wasn't bad.
Okay, so it's Vito and Nick's Pizzeria.
Oh, where is it?
84th and Pulaski.
Okay. I'm going to have to go out there. 84th and Pulaski. So that's South Forge City. So you will have to go out there. Is that still considered Chicago, or is that that's not Evergreen Park, is it?
No, I don't think 84th is Evergreen Park.
Okay. It's because somewhere, Bedford Park. Maybe that's Bedford Park. Yeah. Rosati's. That's actually decent pizza.
But it is in Evergreen Park.
It is, okay. Rosati's is good. Have you had Rosati's pizza?
No, I'm not really a big pizza fan.
No?
We ate it too much growing up.
Oh,
It was like,
okay.
It was that, the oven pieces, the throw-in pieces.
Yeah, those are still, and you know what? I still don't even
we
know
had
why
it to me-
those people are still buying them joints. Because you know what I don't care
I
for?
possibly went in a heartbeat. He still went in a heartbeat.
They never taste like anything other than dough. I don't understand that. Do y'all like Parlor Pizza? I don't. It's the new pop-up everywhere joint. It's took the space of Ocean Cut down there by Barton G. It's right down by Barton G and Harry Carey's. It's freaking humongous. And I'm just like, it's not that good. But they stay packed, so I think it's more of like a, I don't even know how to describe it.
Milano's. You heard of Milano's?
I have heard of that.
Western.
I have heard of that, and I've had that, and it's actually kind of tasty, for sure. What about Ricobene's?
Never heard of that.
You never heard of Ricobene's? They sell a breaded. I haven't eaten it probably since high school, but a breaded steak sandwich that is more calories than you need in 2 days.
That sound good though.
It's so good. You have to go to Ricobene's. It's really, really good. How about Exchequer Restaurant and Pub? Exchequer's low key on Wabash. It's like the Tipsy Pizza.
What about Jets?
Jets. Remember I said that it starts with a J? That's Jets. Yes. And Jets is good. Jets Pizza. How about Bocce Pizzeria? That's downtown, and that's supposed to be. Jets is really actually good. Yeah, Jets is the other place that I couldn't think of. Sarpino's is good. Yeah, Sarpino's is good. And Nancy's.
Ariello's. You talking?
Aurelio's. Yeah, that's
Aurelio's.
fire. Super
Sticks and
yummy.
Bricks.
I haven't heard of that one.
It says Sticks and Bricks wood-fired pizza.
Wood-fired pizza's tasty pizza now.
Sounds good.
You like Blaze Pizza?
What's that, hot?
That's no, it's like this chain pizza, and my daughter loves it. Jay loves it. I didn't feel very, like, I was like, oh, okay. I waited in that line for that. Okay, won't be back.
There's a lot of pizza places in Chicago. Punky's Pizza? Punky's?
No, only Punky I know is Punky Brewster.
26 in Wallace.
Oh, that's like Bridgeport.
Phil's Pizza?
I'm not up on Phil's. Well, pizza is a Chicago thing, even though the New Yorkers try to.
Nobody likes Little Caesars pizzas but me.
Where's Lucy?
Little Caesars.
Oh, I'm like, who Lucy?
Holla.
You know what? I'm not going to say I dislike Little C's. I will say that it won't be my first option. Now, if I have to eat it, I will. But honestly, Domino's is making a comeback. Don't call it a comeback because they've been here for years.
$5?
Let me see.
Chill, dude.
Breaded steak. Yeah, that breaded steak, Brandon, when I did eat it, first of all, it's as big as my head. Okay. So don't think you have to eat it in parts. It's like part 1, part 2, part 3, because it's so many calories, but it's so good.
Brandon say Fields is overrated. We're going to take his word on that. I'll take his word.
What's Rosangeles? Is it Rosangeles, or is that how you pronounce it? Aurelio's everywhere, Eugene. I ain't gonna lie.
You've heard of Art of Pizza?
Art of Pizza.
On State Street?
No, is that like a new joint? See, some of these people are trying to recreate the wheel. So, what are their rankings? That's how you look.
It's a 4.5 star.
Out of how many, though?
Out of 5.
Oh, but how many have rated them? Look at the number on the side. There's got to be. It'll tell you how many people.
It say 321.
Yeah, that's somebody family. That's fam. That's fam doing that.
Yeah, they be like, hey y'all, go comment.
Exactly.
Go say something good about the restaurant.
Oh, MOD Pizza is plant-based. Where is that? Is that a place, or is it? Where do we get that? Is that a restaurant, a pizza place, or where can we find plant-based? I'm all with trying the plant-based.
Yeah, I'll try it out.
So is that like cauliflower crust? Because I've had one with cauliflower, and it was actually really good. Oh, Arnello's in Glenwood. I've seen Arnello's pizza. I've never eaten Arnello's pizza, but I have seen that.
It's a Moz Pizza in Evergreen Park.
Eugene, where? Oh, in Glenwood. Where in Glenwood is that? Is that on Halstead? And it's a Mods Pizza. Where they said in Evergreen Park? Oh, 95th and Western. So by Evergreen Plaza, where it used to be, it must be.
Gotta be over there.
So it must be on. Is it over there by that Potbelly's, or is it over by Sam's Club?
It's a 9540 Southwestern.
9540. Right. So, okay. So that must be in the plaza.
Do you know they put a lot of stuff in that plaza now, though? There's a lot of stuff they building over there.
It's not like the plaza I used to work in. I worked in Everblack.
I used to be buzzing.
I worked in Everblack.
Everblack?
Yeah, I worked in Everblack Plaza. Okay, Mod Pizza is opening up in Homewood on Halsted. Okay. Dope. Well, I'll take a trip out to 95th Street. I don't have a problem going over there.
Yeah, let's go get some plant-based pizza.
I'm with that. I
might like that better.
Is it black owned? I'm curious. Or is it just that would be
Is it black owned, y'all? We need to know.
Yeah. Glenwood Dyer Road. Okay. Yeah. I know exactly where Glenwood Dyer Road. I can't tell y'all why I know Glenwood Dyer Road so well, because I don't know if the statute of limitations is over. But but Candace knows. Yeah, Everblack Plaza. I used to work in Everblack. Man, Evergreen Plaza. Jesus, you talk about telling my age. Evergreen, upstairs and downstairs. That's what Garrett's used to be. I worked at
it was an airbrush place in there.
It was
T-shirts.
it was a record store. A record store in the basement. Evergreen was the shiznit.
It used to be busting.
It was. Speaking of old school, how about that Versus last night? They kept me up all night. 490-some thousand people watching. I couldn't press the star button
Is that
enough.
a record breaker?
I don't know. I just know that as much as I love both of those groups, right? First of all, shouts out to Mr. Biggs. He was salt and pepper, but looked like a whole salt and pepper shaker. Baby, he was sharp. Ernie Isley was like, I'm going to jump up and play this guitar. I don't care what y'all doing. The only thing that I don't know that I know they old heads, so they couldn't really like do the whole live, but I felt like the music should have been down a little bit lower so we could actually hear them a little bit more singing. And I just can't choose between those groups. I don't even want to choose between them.
Because I was just going to ask you who you think won.
I think they're both just dope as ever. I wish it could have been, and I know this is not a thing, but I wish they could have had their whole bands because they're
Did
both.
they really go that long, Candace?
It was
4 hours.
forever long, but it was just the song list, man. The arsenal of those groups is just insane. So, yes, it was long than a mug. Yes, I was there. Oh, yes, Brandon. Yes, I was there when the statue was on the corner, baby. Nephew Ron don't know nothing about that. He don't know the evergreen we know.
Nope,
He does not know it.
Statue on the corner.
Look at that
Is it
face.
green?
Google it.
Was it green?
Google Evergreen Plaza images from the 80s, and you'll see what we know. We're going to take a break. I'm coming back. I'm going to give you a joke, and we're going to keep on talking about pizza and verses because, Steve Harvey was he was like me. I would have been a fan of what I was doing. Steve spent too much he's so chatty, yo. But he was so swaggy with his cigar. He just smoking in the build. He don't care. He just walking around. And how many outfit changes did Mr. Harvey have? He did a Patti LaBelle on us last night. He had about 42 outfit changes. We're going to be right back. Stay with us.
WIFTVPM.
This is Tori Muhammad, and we want you to tune in to the Tori Muhammad Show that airs here on What's in It for the Black People Media every Monday and Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We talk and celebrate Black-owned businesses, Black entrepreneurs, and we talk to some of the best people in the food industry here in Chicago, Black chefs, Black restaurateurs. So make sure that you tune in to us every Monday and Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Sissy's Taco Bar Pop-Up is back with more hours and more days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at The Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at The Woodlawn from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. New vegan tacos have been added to the menu too. Visit sissytacobar.com for more info.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing Black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out chicagolegalnetwork.com for more information, or call 773-912-3545.
Beautiful, beautiful, right there, right there. Your body is working me, girl. Come here. and me. Ooh, baby, tell me what's your name? We're both going through the same damn thing. But what it gotta do with you and me? Nothing. What they got to do with you? Nothing, nothing. My girl and your guy, they ain't here right now, girl. If I'm not your man, but still get it in. You're not my woman, still get it in. Let's get it in. Get it in. Get it in.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. I see you, Dawn. Slick J House. Good morning. Come on. Come on.
You're listening to the book of Dawn.
Good morning.
You're listening to the book of Dawn.
This morning.
You're listening to the book of Dawn.
Good morning.
You're listening to the book of Dawn.
Are you ready for the truth? And nothing but the truth, so help you, Dawn. She's bringing it to you every weekday at 9 in the morning. So if you wanna hear the real, this is what you gotta do. Just log online and listen to Dawn speak her mind.
To the book of Dawn.
In the morning,
You're listening to the book of Dawn.
this morning,
You're listening to the book of Dawn.
this morning.
You're listening to the book of Dawn.
You're now tuned in to Dawn. Oh, sexy Dawn.
There she is. Hold on. That's not Mary. That's Miss Gina.
Yes.
Gina.
Absolutely.
There
Can
she
you see
is.
me yet?
I got it. Welcome back.
You
You
got
tuned
it?
into the Book of Dawn. We talk about we mingle and talk about sex with Gina from Monday Night Mingle. But before we do that, Gina, happy Easter Monday, Miss Gina.
Happy Easter Monday. I have a
How you-
little bit of a surprise for you.
Sure. You got a guest because I see a second chair.
What are you talking about?
It's Darlene. It is Darlene Hill, the Book of Dawn. I finally get a chance, and it takes for my girl Gina to come to town for me to get on here with you.
Darlene, wait a minute. I am so frantic right now. I
knew it. I knew it. I said it. I was like, I'll be in Columbus. Can we do it? Can you do it? She's like, oh, I won't. I'll be okay. We're gonna make this happen. So thank her because she definitely is giving us a few minutes and making this happen.
And I know that Dawn, you and I have been texting and calling and talking to each other and trying to make something work. So I'm glad that we were able to make it work. You guys got a hot, serious topic to talk about this morning, though.
Yes,
we do. Darling, y'all gonna look. Hold on. Are my allergies bothering me? Because I feel a little misty eyed. I think that my allergies. Because you know Teflon doesn't cry.
Oh yeah.
Somebody take a picture of this and send it to me. I'm stoked.
Oh.
And then of course I would have technical difficulties this morning, right? Like we're all set up. I'm in the room 5 minutes early. I'm waiting, and bam. It's always something, but that's okay. Because I'm with a pro right here who immediately bounced us back, set us up, and moved us forward.
Well, you know, when you're dealing with the computers and stuff, I always tell people, remind people, the devil is always at work, but you know who is always in control.
You better say that part. Amen.
Yes.
Hey, y'all,
Always
do y'all
in
know
control.
who that is? Look, that's Black history right there, y'all. Do y'all know that's Darlene Hill? Y'all gonna make me say cuss words on a Monday, Lord God. If y'all don't know who that is, shame on you. Are you Googling her, nephew? I see you Googling.
No, he didn't. Google me.
That's
Google.
Darlene Hill. Do your research.
You got it. Peabody Award winning.
Oh my God.
Peabody
Did you hear
Award
me?
winning. Darlene Hill. Oh yeah, I was there when she got it.
Don't do
and
that
step
to
the
me.
night away. And step the night away,
Don't
baby.
do that to me because both of you have been such an inspiration in my life. So we share that award.
Yeah, you
well,
earned
We
it.
share.
I
that
did get to
award.
touch it, but like that's it, right? But that's okay. I'll take it. You're right.
Gina, you put the head in, you got to touch it.
Yes.
Ooh, that was a
But
good transition.
look at you. Yes, but it was with permission, so there was no assault there.
Now that's so. Before we go into that, you know I have to tell you a
Yes.
joke. Darlene, you're in for the joke, right?
Oh gosh,
Okay.
she does a joke every day.
Okay, gotcha.
Why did the
bad
pig?
joke.
Why did the restaurant hire the pig? So good, so good.
For pork sales.
Why did the restaurant hire the pig, Miss Gina, Miss Darlene?
For pork tails.
Close. You jumping in there, nephew?
I'm stumped.
I want the knife because he was good at baking.
I can't believe I missed that one.
Is Darlene looking behind you?
I was ready because Gina said it was going to be dirty. I was ready for something really kind of porky, kind of swinish.
Well, I got a little sort of semi-sexual one. Would you like to hear number 2? What did
Absolutely.
the cake say to the fork?
Here, number 2.
What did the cake say to the fork? What did the cake say to
I
the
love the
fork?
fact that she's dancing to the music.
Okay, do I dare step out and say, you want a spoon?
Oh, that was good. That's another. I'm gonna make another one. That was good. That was close though. This one is a little bit more, little nastier.
I like a piece of that.
Would you like a piece of me?
Like a piece of me?
Would you like a piece of me?
Oh, okay.
I like it.
I like that.
I
Miss
love
Gina,
it. These jokes happen every Monday. Yes, ma'am.
what are we? Let's jump right on in and tell us about this month.
Yes, this April is National SAM, right? Sexual Assault Awareness Month. But it's SAM for us in this field all the time, right? Mm-hmm. Lots of sexual assaults happen and STIs are passed during those sexual assaults, believe it or not. And more importantly, we're not talking about like being snatched off the street. We're talking about assaults that happen with people you know. Lots of date rape, lots of sexual assaults with partners, right? And people don't recognize that they can even be assaulted by their partner. And so while Darlene may report these things, we have these conversations about them all the time. I think one of the mingling minutes we did was talking about it. And when you're partying, you know, and it's April now, but we just got off spring break and you saw how hot Atlanta was and Miami was, right? Yes. And probably lots of things did happen because when you're under the influence, your guard is down. And so that's why you always need a good sober friend like me to stick around.
Show appreciate you, Gina. Show appreciate you.
Like, well, I may be sober, but I also might be in the next room, but not. So that's the difference, right? I still may be doing my own thing. Don't get it twisted. But no, so while they acknowledge this month, it's to promote education and have these conversations. And I see you posted the link on Stanford, who had recently done a study talking about it, you know, how the numbers still continue to fluctuate. Like we're looking at numbers, but when you talk about numbers, always remember those are the things that get reported, right? Okay. Think about the number of assaults that don't get reported. In therapy and lots of times talking to people, they later out figure on like, I guess that was sexual assault. I mean, he was my boyfriend, but I clearly had said no, and I wasn't feeling well, and I didn't want it. And his friends were all in the room. And so then they figure out later on that it was sexual assault. So this awareness month is really good. It's a great thing for us to talk about. And the media does a okay job, right? They acknowledge it, but they don't talk about the tough cases. So it'd be really interesting to see whether or not they're able to push some of the really big cases and not just always talking about how women are being assaulted, but just about awareness and men knowing their role in it.
And you know what? And I think I want to add to that, if you don't mind. I think that women our age, because we're in that 50 plus group right now, where we don't like to talk about things like that. Like you just said, it's not, it goes unreported. And we sometimes think that because it's a friend, maybe it was my fault. And we again victimize ourselves.
Absolutely.
A second time mentally, because we like to think, I'm with my boy, we're supposed to be safe. Well, that's why it's always good, like you said, to be able to trust who you're with, because they can assault you.
Yes.
Or women can assault men. It's not always just women being assaulted. So
yes,
absolutely.
Yes. And that's another thing that men do not report.
No.
Lots of sexual assaults that happen.
Because society says you're supposed to, a woman, you want a woman to take it from you, but not like that. That's assault. You're right.
Yes. And it becomes real when later on they say some things come out about it, and they say, well, you kind of took it without us using a condom, because believe it or not, we have men who say, I wanted to use a condom and she didn't, and she burned me. And you're like, okay. And I am guilty of it. Early on in my career, I too found it hard to believe that men wanted the condom and women didn't, until I kept learning and growing in this field and recognize it happens all the time. And women do push for men not to wear condoms. And if they have sex with them while they're drunk, under the influence, without using a condom, become pregnant, whatever the case may be, not just in a trap, but really and truly, if it happens, that's assault. And we don't look at it that way.
So Gina, question for you and Darlene. Of the many cases, like today's your Monday, right? And we talk about often with you that on Monday it's when everybody has over the weekend lived and some recklessly, and so your highest numbers of reporting happen on Mondays. Is there a distinction in your reports of if that came from a voluntary a relationship, or do you guys define if it comes from assault or not? Is that a part of what you do on your Mondays?
Well, what we try to do in healthcare is when you show up in the ER or the emergency department or wherever, right, and you're reporting something, then we do have to turn it over because it becomes a legal case, right? And so what happens is we do stay in the room at times. And if you're asking, like, what's happening with it, we do have rape advocates who come in, but all hospitals don't have it 24/7 and aren't always there. So we are trained, and nurses are trained to get certain questions asked. And lots of times it is somebody they know, right?
But does it go reported as such? Is it just like a quick note on the police report and it goes in?
Well, no, that's how we started though, because sometimes they'll say something happened and we won't find out until later, or we may find out. The police may not find out because girls don't want to report their boyfriends to the police. He'll never date me again, right? Now they go tell their mother, well, the reason they stayed out all night or something happened, and their mothers find out something happened and they're afraid of it. We used to have, before the morning after pill, guys, we used to have, and we still have it sometimes because kids just don't know, coming in, reporting a sexual assault, trying to get the morning after pill, just so that they don't have to end up pregnant.
And when you do that, you got to file a police report, and you have to name your attacker or alleged attacker.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And what we do say, and I say it to people all the time, having 18 nephews, right? No nieces, no girls born since Gina, believe that. Anyway, but no nieces, that when you do say that it was just somebody in the street, somebody I didn't know, somebody this or that, you're putting every young male at risk based on the sex and the age and the race that you identified, when you know it's somebody that you actually knew.
Sure.
Especially when you put it out there, very vague description. He was in his 20s. He was about 6'2", and he was black. Well, that describes everybody in Chicago that we know. Everybody in Columbus that we know.
It. Yeah. Yes. And so that's what I often tell people. It's okay if it's somebody you know, right? It's okay if you didn't want it to happen. And what we find people find it hard to believe is that no means no, even with your husband. And people are like, well, wait a minute. The Bible says, we don't base the law on the Bible. We base sexual assaults on current laws. And unfortunately, they're state laws, right? Because some states it's rape in something at some age, and in other states it's not rape. So
let me throw this out there then, since we're having this discussion about it. And so many times people don't like to talk about race being a part of a crime, but are white women more likely to report it versus black women? Because there's so much shame. I mean, on both sides, black
Absolutely.
and white.
Absolutely.
So are white women more likely to go and report it to police?
Well, it still isn't. I don't think it's race. The numbers I've seen, rather, are not necessarily race as much as age. Younger women still don't always want to report it if they're still working on their self-esteem and don't understand no means no, and do feel like I did put myself in that situation. I did go on a drinking binge. We were all together. One of the biggest conversations.
Sad, Dawn, but it's still not our fault.
Yeah.
Even when you're drunk and things, and it's so sad that I wish that, we got daughters and they're the same age. I don't think I was aware of the numbers on college campuses until my daughter got to college. And we all went away to college.
Yeah.
But I didn't pay attention to I knew it was happening, but I don't think I paid attention to the numbers like I do now.
And then you have to think back on whether or not, have I ever been? Well, I think I haven't.
Well, let me give you this. Last week we talked about rape culture, right? Being raised in a rape culture and not really connecting ourselves to the severity of the music, of putting ourselves in the position, drinking. And we started this conversation because of a broadcaster that I'm sure you're both aware of, Charlemagne the God, right? Who was accused of rape of a girl. He was like 22, I think she was like 15 at the time. And she and her friend were inebriated. And there was a sexual interaction. He ended up getting a lesser charge, but then he at some point realized that he was raised in a rape culture. We all are. And so we, as women, I think to Darlene's point, we get re-victimized if we tell.
Right.
And you do always walk away like, let me just keep it 100. I had a relationship with a guy many years ago, okay? An intimate relationship. We stopped having that intimate relationship. I went to see him and he crossed the line. I didn't report it because I felt like because I had a prior relationship with him, I kind of put it in a different box. But it, in fact, was an assault. It wasn't, he didn't
And you
beat
went to
me.
see him.
Absolutely. And so when I think we connect violence to assault, but the violence is just not respecting my wish of the word no. It doesn't have to, you don't have to beat me up. You don't have to stab me. You don't have to tie me up.
Yeah.
I just said no. And I think the definition is so blurred. I don't know that we all fully understand that it's just as simple as I said no.
It gets really simple when you say it's blurred. It's really simple. Good touch, bad touch, right? At the end of this, did you feel like you had sex that you did not want to have? Did you feel like an act happened? There was a case of someone who she said no, and he just masturbated and ejaculated all over her. Still assault.
And it's
to put his
amazing.
DNA on her.
I love how you said society needs to do a better job, as you said, Dawn, of defining no, because if we're kissing, if we're touching each other, if my panties are down by my ankles and I say to you, you know what, no, I can't do this. That's no. I mean, men, they may have a different perspective, but then if you got that perspective, I feel sorry for you. Because no means no.
Forget the men. How many women say, girl, you knew what you were doing. Come on.
That's
you
true
went on
too.
vacation. You went with them. One of the biggest questions we talk about at Monday Night Mingle all the time is if some man takes you on vacation, somebody flies you out.
You feel
that's
obligated.
the culture. If they fly you out, put you up, you're flossing on the gram and all your pictures, you're on the yacht, do you have to put out?
No. You know what? And from a guy perspective, a guy, like you said, Gina, sometimes it's us against us. It's like, well, girl, come on. Like you thought he was gonna do all that. You know, he bought you the Birkin bag, and you just gonna say no.
Absolutely
right.
But there is this unspoken expectation that you gonna give me some if I, in my black voice, if I flew you out. If I flew you out.
Yes. I was just going to say, I flew you out. She got flued out. What did she think was going to happen? And unfortunately, in the media, we've had people say, and you know, that as it comes up, they say, well, as they report the case, I just listen to the way cases are reported, and they say things like, you know, couple was on vacation together. Well, of course, now you soften it by saying couple on vacation together.
Absolutely.
You just softened it
That
by
means
saying
that almost gives it puts it out there. It was consensual. If they agreed to go out of town together,
Yes.
if they sat on the flight next to each other, they check into the hotel together, then guess what they did together?
Yes. Yeah. And let me just say this. If women have this much difficulty, can you imagine what a man goes through? Gosh. Male on male sexual assault. Can you imagine what they
it's because of our lack of we're not accepting of those are their preferences. It doesn't mean it's still not sexual assault. I think we have all these boxes of absolutely. Darlene,
people can use that.
Bringing up the male, I want to ask Darlene something because I don't think it's understood enough. And Darlene, you understand it from a different perspective. Gina, you asked her about reporting and generalizing young, Black, fair skin. As a veteran reporter of the news and having watched so many false accusations, what can we do better? How can we better advocate so that people like Nephew Ron, a hardworking young Black brother, doesn't fall into the category of these surface descriptions? Like we are responsible for that. How often do you see that happen, and what can we do better?
Well, I always try to be that person in the newsroom that waved the white flag. We can't do that. Or wave the red flag. We can't do that. You can't throw out a vague description like that and think that it's not going to affect so many brothers, innocent brothers, Black and brown brothers out there. The other thing is, I think we need to have a discussion, not just in the newsroom, but I think as parents, as aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever, we always need to keep our young brothers informed, knowing you need to know what is being said out there. You need to know and fully be aware of the target that's on your back.
Yes.
So whenever you're in a situation like that, you have sense enough to know, or you, bing, I hear my auntie Dawn, bing, I hear my cousin Gina telling me, walk away.
Yes. I say it, having the boys, right? I stay on them about them not understanding what positions they put themselves in. And first of all, the target is already on your back.
Absolutely.
The target is already on your back. Right. And now when you put yourself in certain situations, and I do mean this when I say certain situations, I have to remind them, you're partying, you're the bros, you're kicking it, you think you're having a good time. If all of you are together and one person does one thing, and I'm not dare saying the bros, I just meant all the cousins together, a group of guys, right? Mm-hmm. And one person does something and somebody doesn't stand up or speak up, before you know it, you're all guilty. You're all guilty of it. Because how many times? And you're like, how did I end up in this? That was him doing that. Well, and how many times? Because we drill it down our daughters. We drill it all down their face, their back, all that. But we need to have more of a conversation with our young boys, our sons. Because how many times have you heard about one football player going in a room at a party where there are 6 or 9 good kids, successful in the classroom and is on the field, and then all of a sudden, one gets charged with rape and they are all looked at as suspects.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's why we need to continue to drill that down our brothers, our sons' throats. You got to get this, because society ain't playing with it. Like Gina just said, like you just said, Dawn, there's already a target on your back because you're Black or brown. Yes. Because you're already a young king. And so you always, so know that they're trying to stop you from getting to the finish line.
And when you say rape culture, yes, we do. And I often warn the kids about this too. You and I, we all sing our songs. We love a good ghetto rap song, right? We love a good rap song. My hitter, my hitter. I don't expect for you all to shoot anybody unless we're in severe danger, right? I don't expect that, right? But I always tell the kids, be careful of what you're listening to. Because you get hyped, you're enjoying the music, you're drinking, you're jamming, I'm twerking, and you think I just gave you permission. And I didn't. I have a great body. I'm able to twerk in a bikini. Not me, of course, but you know what I mean. But I'm saying, right?
But you get caught up.
You get caught up. And before you know it, you confuse consent. And I like what happened with Charlemagne. God, like one of those, not like what happened, but I like that example, because under the influence, you cannot give consent. So that's how they get you. Even if I drop the charge, the state's attorney can pick it up by saying she couldn't give consent. She was drunk. She was sloppy drunk, you know. And then what, and I hate to say this, but one of the things I did learn to fight back with is, you all say she was drunk, but did anyone do her point alcohol level the same way they do for drunk driving? Because if you all say that, I mean, I promise you, I learned that, you know, I heard that in a case once about, you said she's drunk. What do you mean by drunk? Was she, you know, legally drunk, unable to drive drunk, or what, right? And so that's the dance that you go through. And if you're the victim, you have to now do the dance. And when people say she had one drink, people are like, oh, that's not what drunk. But if you're me, one drink could knock me out, right?
That's my thing. When are we going to, as a society, when are we going to get to the point? Because how many times have we left dinner, all of us out together, and we just said, we're going to Uber. We meet each other and we Uber. Yes. So at what point are we going to get to, as a society, if I can say, I don't have sense enough to drive, that a man looks at a woman and says, you're, like you said, Gina, she is drunk. She cannot make that decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care what age you are. If you see me, I mean, can I say this on radio? Pissy drunk, leave me alone.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That
alone.
part.
I mean,
no matter how much shoulder I'm giving you.
Right. No matter.
Right.
And I can't twerk, but no matter how much I'm twerking up on you, if you notice me, and that doesn't even come down to a good man.
No.
Because when you do all that, it's just, we're like animals at that point.
But I will say
Wait, Gina, hold on. We're going to take a quick break and come back, because I want to ask the harder question. As women, what can we tell our young sisters, not just our daughters, but what we can do better so that we're not in those positions? We're going to take a quick break.
Can I say I love you? I love your listeners. I got to go back to work.
I love
got
you
a day
too,
job.
Darlene. Thank you. I hope y'all caught me screaming, because it literally screamed. Yes. I love you. Thank you, sister.
I love you.
Thank you, Gina.
Love you.
We'll be right back.
WIFTBPM. You got to Kennedy King, so you remember Corey Brown?
I definitely remember Corey Brown from Morgan Park.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Murder, man. So I got it in with y'all one day before a game, and then y'all literally went out and destroyed some people by about 50 at Kennedy King, and I'll never forget, somebody shot a jumper. It came off long, and Corey will tell this story to this day. He says he went up, and I was in the stands. He went up for the rebound, and before he could jump, he said he felt a foot on his head. And it was you, and you caught it. Classic P-Mac, catching it over everybody, putting it back in. He says before he jumped, he felt a foot on his head. And Corey was 6'4", easy.
On his head.
On his head.
Yeah, Corey was 6'4", man. I used to just, I don't know, I had a knack, man. I was always uber athletic. Like I was taught earlier, if somebody shoot, you got to come from the opposite side. I had a guy in my neighborhood named Wayne Irvin, legendary dude to us in our neighborhood. Played at Chicago State, played at Wyoming.
Okay.
Played against Patrick Ewing. He passed away a couple years ago, but went to CVS. He was a decorated player. A lot of people knew him. And he taught me early, like, you attack offensive rebounds from the opposite side. So if somebody shoot from the left wing, you crash from the right. If somebody shoot from the top of the key, you can crash because it can go either way and you can get it. I was so big and athletic. I used to get a lot of tip dunks. Like, for some reason, people never boxed me out. And once I got a running start, if it came off anywhere over the rim and bounced up, you was dead.
This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, the Bigs. Check me and my player partner Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Tom the Great, out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. on What's In It for the Black People Media Network.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20-piece. 'Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. 'Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your bodyguard, not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so? Why you gotta look so good?
With your hair done, nails done. When you put your grown on, baby. Your hair and your nails. Welcome back. You're tuned into the Book of Dawn. Something about you?
Are you about to hit that note?
I was about to.
Right.
Welcome back. We are mingling with Gina, talking about sex. It is, Gina, first of all, bruh, I owe you. That was the dopest surprise ever. Thank you so much. Because, you know, I love me some Darlene.
When I figured out I'd still be here last week, I called her and said, hey, you'll be there Monday. Let's try to pull this off. She said, we're not telling anybody. And she said, okay, fine. Right. So late last night, I was like, when I sent you the text, then I sent her the text and said, we're on for tomorrow. And she said, okay, I'm going to come back home. So she made it happen for us.
I am so excited and so grateful. Thank you. So I love me some Darlene Hill, baby. So I'm going to do this Black History fact before we continue, because the person that I'm highlighting today, it's also National Autism Month. So for Black History, I wanted to incorporate Black people celebrated with disabilities, but this particular woman has a disability and is an advocate for violence against women and sexual assault. And I'm talking specifically about Halle Berry. In 1985, she was the first runner-up of the Miss USA pageant. She was also the first African-American woman that was an entrant in the Miss World pageant. She suffers from type 1 diabetes, and type 1 diabetes, the body does not produce insulin. Yeah. She also is she found out she did not know that. She wasn't tested for that in advance. She found out while working actually on a show, while filming a show. Y'all, some know her by Jungle Fever. Nephew, have you ever seen Jungle Fever? Probably not. I don't even know.
See, he knows the cute Halle Berry. He don't know the crackhead Halle Berry.
Do you know you familiar with Jungle Fever?
No.
You have to look at my face. Your assignment tonight is go home and watch Jungle Fever.
It's starring Halle Berry?
It's a lot of people, but yeah, it's a Spike Lee joint.
Right.
It's a Spike Lee joint.
The Spike Lee film.
Now I feel bad.
Some know Losing Isaiah. Some know Why Do Fools Fall in Love? X-Men.
I know those.
Monsters Ball. But she is also the first Black actress to win an Oscar.
Yes. And for Monsters Ball. Not for all those other great movies, but for Monsters Ball.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, but I'm just glad she won, right?
Right.
Yes.
I
will tell you this, though. She's a fierce advocate for violence against women. And so having been sexually assaulted herself, she is working tirelessly to make certain that this awareness that we're talking about today is better accessible to women and particularly young women, so that they know exactly what we're trying to communicate today. And that's like, know your surroundings. I have the honor to have friends like Gina and Darlene and my crew, and we don't play that, right? If we all are entitled to have a good time, but you have to know your circle, right? Because if you don't know your circle, somebody will let you fall out there. Somebody will videotape or let you go with a person that they know you don't know, or even the ones that they know. We have this make sure that girl is okay in our sisterhood, and I'm grateful for that. But many young girls don't have that, Gina. And so I think we can't stress enough, know your circle, right? We've been slapped before. We've been out, not you, because you don't drink, but we've been out slapped. And we're still accountable to each other. So knowing your circle is the first part, right? And then just knowing the habits. If I was a young brother, if I was telling you, nephew, know the brothers that you're around. Because if you know there's that one loose cannon could bring a life-altering moment to your life that you will never recover from. Like Darlene mentioned, the football player, the one guy who decides to step across the line, the other 9 that are with him, they didn't sign up for that. So you have to know your crew, basically, whether you're the victim or the victimizer. You have to know your crew, know who you're with. Everybody ain't cool.
And let me just say this, Dawn. I clearly remember when my nephew matured and made that statement on his own, right?
Good.
Like, oh, isn't everybody da-da-da? He was like, yeah, I just had to lay low with him. I'm not mad at him. He's still my boy. I love him. We roll together. He said, but he does reckless stuff. And we have our careers now. And I was just like, who is this? Who is this nutcase that I used to have to stay on and worry about and fuss about certain things? You know, you're doing road trips together and things like that. Mm-hmm. And so I just loved it when I heard him say on his own, like, yeah, I love him, but he's still reckless, you know. No, initially he said he's so immature. And I thought to myself, you just called someone immature. And he said, well, no, he's kind of reckless though. Like, and now we have careers and we could, you know, get in trouble and lose our jobs if he pulls a move like he did, you know. And I'm like, look at that. And that comes with growth. That comes with growth.
Absolutely. So Gina, tell us from your perspective, dealing with the protection of, you know, our bodies as it relates to intimacy. We spoke about a little bit before the break. So if somebody comes to your agency and says, you know, I was assaulted, I know that you have a responsibility to bring the law enforcement in, but how do you follow up with that person as it relates to what they may have or not have contracted in the process of that assault?
So there are a couple of things with that. We're mandated reporters based on certain things, right? If you're a ward of the state, if you're a minor, but if a girlfriend at, you know, a free will says it and chooses not to report it, then I just have to roll with the sexual health side of it, right? All right, let's get a quick panel in. Let's get everything done. And when we're asking for the gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, you know, we have ER docs in our crew, right? Okay. And having access to Heather and things like that, that pushes it to a different realm to make sure that we've covered everything. That panel is done and they're tested for all of those things. And then we ask that you test again in 90 days, right? Because I often tell people, because it's Monday, you know, the line is, hey, I had a great weekend, or something happened, or had this happen. Did I catch HIV? And I'll say, well, I'll test you today. And if your test is positive, you didn't catch it, you shared it, because you are, you know, we wouldn't know anything in 48 to 72 hours, right? And so we'd say that again to test again in 30 days for HIV. And again, just to update your status after you've done this. So we'll do a test now, but we test again in 30 days so that you will know for sure whether or not you contracted something, whether or not it'll show up. But it's called a baseline. We'll know what you have now. And if you start having symptoms in 26 to 30 days, then we'll know from there. So while, you know, mandated reporters are based on in healthcare, I'm in healthcare, right? So if one of my patients reports it, then I have to ask whether or not it was reported, whether or not the incident was reported, and whether or not they were seen by a provider. And that's the part that, you know, the ball, it just rolls the ball, right? So once you get the ball in your court, you know what what you're supposed to do with it. The next person knows what they're supposed to do with it. And then we go from there. And if nothing else, what we can do is start tracking a pattern, right? That every first of the month, when you get your check, there could possibly be a sexual assault that happens with a robbery, right? Or something happens like that. So what, you know, we look at those types of patterns too, and just work it backwards and say, hey, let's just talk about what we do when we go on vacation, or what we do when we drink, or what we do on the weekend, or what we do when we're watching the game. And so we look at it different ways, because the goal at all times is, while I often say whenever I'm training in the prisons, they make it very clear to me when we walk in and I have to train the healthcare providers in the prison, security is our number one priority. If some stuff breaks bad, I don't care if you're from the state, where you're from, we're all locked in here together. So I always remind people my number one priority is to keep you healthy. I don't care. I let mental health deal with your stressor about this. I let the law enforcement deal with prosecuting who did it. But my goal is to make sure that you are treated and taken care of. And if something is contracted that's not curable with a shot, like an STI, then we get you into treatment. And so therefore you can live a long, healthy life, be it considered, HIV or hepatitis. People think hep C isn't spread sexually, but it can be based on the amount of blood that is interacted. So those are the types of things. And that's what I mean by if everybody plays their part in this.
Sure.
And with this being SAM month, if everybody does their part, I do the education, Darlene does the promotion, you do the having these conversations, right? Everybody does the media. Now we're hitting radio, television, sexual health. We're having these conversations. Everybody does their part, then that's how we make change.
You brought up another interesting point, and I just wanted to touch on it because I know we don't have a lot of time, but I want to make certain that people don't, the disparity in a woman's visit to her OB-GYN and a man's visit to his primary care physician. I don't know that enough people know that when you go get your blood work done at the doctor, from a man's perspective, of course, our OB-GYN visits are typically thorough, right? They run screens for everything. From a man's perspective, they don't have an OB-GYN, right? So there's nobody doing that intimate piece. You as a man have to request panels for STDs. It doesn't come back in your normal lab work. They're doing regular cholesterol that you have to say, no, I want an STD panel. But you have to communicate that because otherwise you will, we lost her. You won't know that, you'll get blood work back and be like, I'm good, when you're not. And so it's important to communicate that. I don't know. Did you know that, nephew? You have to say, I want to be screened. Let me see if she's back. I know. There. Hold on. Let me get her.
I can't believe that I keep losing you. I'm here.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. We got you. So you knew that, good, because a lot of people don't know that. A lot of guys don't know that you have to actually open your mouth and ask for those. Gina, have you experienced that?
Yeah, because I didn't find out they wouldn't include it till about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I do have to hear the question again because I lost you.
I was saying that a lot of men don't know that we have OB-GYNs. A lot of men or young brothers don't know that you have to specifically request panels for STDs and STIs.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And we should have them even with our OBGYNs. Think about it. Think about the number of times. I know you said yours is thebomb.com, but lots of times they do not offer certain screenings based on them thinking they know us, them thinking they know everything. Oh, girl, you work in sexual health, right? And don't offer it. But definitely for men, you have to specifically ask for certain things. Well, let me just say this for the men too, very quickly. They always ask because they're always on fire. The number of times they come in there like, it's burning, right? And they sit and they swear, I promise you ain't gonna never catch me in here again. This ain't gonna never happen again, right? And I laugh and say, it's okay. That's what we're here for, even if it does happen again. But what happens is they have to tell all their partners. That's how it happens again. They don't tell all their partners.
Yeah, yeah. In my Kumo D voice, 3 days later.
Yes, that's exactly. Go see the doctor.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Think about it. And as we're talking about Sexual Health Month, though, right? Sexual Assault Awareness Month, right? Think about it. I'm called the skeezer. I'm called the skeezer. Yeah. I say this all the time. Men have 100 partners. They're the man. Women have 100 partners. She's a skeezer. We both have 100 partners.
Yeah.
How does that work, right? But I just want to make sure that we close out with, as we're talking about sexual Assault Awareness Month, that we really understand what assault is, right? And I always like to use the example of the person who just got ejaculated on. That's assault. Your DNA ended up on my body without my consent. For men who don't recognize or don't want to discuss it, and, you know, unfortunately thinking like, oh, you're going to have to go to court and other people are going to know about it. Sometimes it doesn't have to be that at all, because just having an officer approach and say your name has been indicated and you need to come in for questioning will also stop that madness. So we may not even have to go any further with it, but I just need for more men to report it. And when they report it, be taken seriously and not be judged, you know, and it gets hard to do. And I will say this too, we talked about the example of going on vacation with people. You know, no means no in so many ways. And women who have children with men, somehow or another, they think it's always theirs. And that just isn't the case.
Yeah. So if you have been or know somebody who has been a victim of sexual assault, we have a brother we trust in office, our Attorney General. I put the thread in the link to the Attorney General's office where you can make
Thank you
report.
very much. And
to that, I also put in the Illinois Department of Human Services coalition link for sexual assault and the SAM 2021 link. If you know anybody, if you have been a victim yourself, don't be afraid. It's not your fault, and make certain that you make a report about it because it matters and you matter. So I just wanted to make sure before we got out of here, I made certain.
Can I just want to jump in on one little quick thing though, right? As we keep saying it's not your fault. Yes, it's your fault. Yes, it's your decision that you went to the party, you drank, you took your top off, you rolled the bar, but it is that person who committed that sexual assault that is their fault. Yes. That has nothing to do with you. And you have to know the difference. You know, well, I did do this, I did do that. That's fine. They still have to be in control of themselves.
Absolutely. Gina, thank you so much. We might have to revisit this topic since we have all month, and I'll let you flesh that out however you see from your perspective the most important pieces of this. You know, we talking about fire, so I have to tell y'all two things. One of them includes fire. Okay, here's two things. You survived because the fire inside of you burns brighter than the fire around you. Okay, that's why you survived. The fire inside of you has to burn brighter than the fire around you. What about your friends? The other thing I want to tell you, and this is it's hard for a Monday, but you got to swallow this one with me. It's not the stab in the back that kills you. It's when you turn around and see who it is holding the knife. Drop the mic. This is the Book of Dawn. Thank you for spending a little time with us. Remember to lead with love, be a positive impact in your community, do something for somebody other than yourself. Stay tuned. After we get off of here, Torre Muhammad is coming through. The Bigs on the Soil. I said what I said, rounding out the day. Tune in tomorrow for the next page in the Book of Dawn, Behind the Brown Door. Thank you. We appreciate you. Peace. And roll, Tide, roll!
IFTBPN.
Loving you